Hello and welcome to the Voice of Todd. I'm Tom, and today I thought we'd take a look at, I think I've got 10 of my favourite trailers from the Game Awards last night. I stayed up and watched most of it, but the Game Awards is quite a long drawn out process that's more about announcements than awards. It seems to be working, people seem to like it, everybody watches it, but it's not something that I can see myself staying up late and streaming. So very early on, when I realised it was the Game Awards yesterday, I decided that we'd just take a look at 5 of the trailers that I thought looked pretty fun for games that either we know that's coming, maybe getting a release date, there may be brand new announcements, or it's just, final gameplay footage to hype you up for this release year that's coming, 2023. I found 10. Forgive me, this might be a long one, but I figured we'd do it like a bit of a reveal show, and I've got them all queued up. We'll give them a watch. Some of them will have sound, some of them won't have sound. It's all copyright stuff. I know you guys appreciate this. The trailers will be linked below if you want to go and check them out from their respective places. That's really all I've got. I figured we'd just jump straight in with, and these aren't in any particular order, I've just queued up 10. But we're going to start with Crime Boss, Roque City. Roque City. This was a weird presentation on stage. They normally are at the Game Awards. Michael Madsen came on with a couple of other people and was like, "Yeah, we've made a game. It's a Crime Boss now. Here you go." There won't be any sound on this because of copyright reasons for the music in the trailer. But this is just showing off the cast. And maybe little bits of gameplay, possibly. It just looked like a whole load of fun. So let's just jump straight into this. It's Michael Rooker. What a legend. This is set in the 90s, in Florida in the 90s. It's a neon vibrant world of basically Vice City, but in a 90s setting. Michael Madsen, amazing. Kim Basinger, because why not? I don't know who that was. Damon Pointer. Danny Trejo. I fucking adore Danny Trejo. He's an absolute legend. And that's why I'm going to love this. Donald Glover. Because why not? Michael Rooker. Everybody loves Michael Rooker as well, right? Vanilla Ice. I mean, what? It's mad. And then Chuck Norris. This is coming from In-Game Studios. No, 505 Games. It's just, what is this? It looks like Vice City set in the 90s with modern graphics and a Hollywood cast. I think it's going to be ridiculous. I'm looking out for more. It says here it's Xbox. It's coming to everything. I'm pretty sure it said PlayStation as well. It's just the video that the trailer I've loaded up is on the Xbox thing. It just looks mad. I mean, what a cast. If somebody came to you and said, we're going to do a crime film set in the 90s with Donald Glover as a detective, Chuck Norris as a sheriff or a marshal or whatever, Vanilla Ice is probably going to be some sort of street thug, Danny Trejo, Michael Madsen, Donald Glover, Mickey Rourke, Kim Basinger. You'd sign up for it, right? So why not for a game? It looks nuts. It's going to be mad. Just what a way to start. That wasn't the first trailer of the show, but I figured we'd kick off our video with a crazy one. I really want to see more of this. I think it's going to be funny. So the next one, as you can probably see from the updated title card, Phantom Liberty, the Cyberpunk 2077 DLC. I'm cautiously optimistic for this. I loved Cyberpunk. Yes, it had problems. The last time I played it was just before 1.6 came out, which was the Edgerunners update. It still had problems. I played it with the next gen stuff all turned on, ready to go. I thought it was buggier than the first time I played it, personally. But I've played this game 3 times in full since it launched, so I'm waiting for new content. May even play it again because I had a lot of fun with the characters in this. But let's take a look. I'm going to fire up the audio because I think we can get away with this one. The reason that this is included is again because of the cast that's in here, and I adore Keanu Reeves, and yes, he's in it, but there's somebody else who I love too, as a little tease.
How many times you willing to get burned before you stop?
So this is
someone?
Development footage, and this all could change. This is Air Force One's gone down.
A bullet for these motherfuckers in the name of empty promises.
There was the mayor thing. There wasn't ever any reference of a president, was there?
Military runners, intelligence operatives, all the
I mean, that looks like Michael Rooker, to be fair.
Dogtown.
This place looks cool.
I've got a plan.
And I could listen to Keanu Reeves all day.
Not a plan. A man. If there's anyone we can trust now, it's him.
I know that voice as well.
Solomon Reed, FIA.
And you know that voice.
So, what do we do now?
This has an espionage feel to
Turn
it.
it to the ground's what we'll do. It's a simple choice. Them or us.
I mean, we know what the gameplay is. It's just
Peace
what the
comes at
story
a
beats
price.
are.
Someone's always got to pay.
Peace comes at a price. Idris. Well, he's just a legend, isn't he? Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty with Idris Elba as some sort of CIA agent. And we know, I think we all know, it's out this year. Next year. What month are we in? We're in December, right? It's out next year, 2023. I know what's going on. It's only coming to next gen consoles and PCs. I don't know if that's all PCs or just PCs that are beefy enough to run the next gen update. We'll learn more as we go, I'm sure. The big push from CD Projekt Red is The Witcher. Witcher 3 next gen. And I think next year we'll get more on whatever the future of The Witcher is as well. I don't know if this is the end for Cyberpunk, but there has been a resurgence with the Edgerunners Netflix show that I still need to watch. I do fancy watching and reviewing for the channel at some point, maybe over Christmas when I've got a bit more time. I'm all in for this. I've been all in for this for day one. I was sad that we weren't going to get more. I'm happy that we're going to get more. I am skeptical because of all the problems that we've had with Cyberpunk and launches and all that stuff. But count me in for this. So, Phantom Liberty coming next year. Trailer 2. Let's move on to Trailer 3. Trailer 3 banishes Ghosts of New Eden. This is a brand new reveal. It's coming from Focus Entertainment. I'm seeing a lot of their stuff. They do a lot with the Game Awards and they have a lot of their trailers for new stuff coming. There's a couple of other of their games coming up as well. Plague Tale is the one that I know them for most. They've done loads of stuff. They do all the Warhammer stuff. Darktide is another incredible game that they have. They were the publishers on. I'm pretty sure it was Focus. I'm sure that they're the people who have the Warhammer license at the minute. I don't know how long they've had it for, but Darktide is one of theirs. Space Marine 2 is one of theirs. They're not developing, but they're publishing. And I adore Plague Tale. This is one of the new ones from a studio that I'm not that familiar with. There's a little bit of gameplay at the end. Oh, that's a total lie. I know who the studio is. You'll know who the studio is as well. Let's just jump straight in. It's... Don't Nod. Yeah, who did... I can't remember, I've not played them. But the... True Colours was the last one. And they did the Game Pass game that I can't remember the name of. Not played either. But I love this setup. Beautiful cinematic. I mean, this isn't game footage. Beautiful cinematic. And the beard looks good as well. This is clearly Witchery style.
Yes, but I've never seen a ghost myself.
Hunter of Ghosts.
But they are real.
right?
Yeah, real, right?
So what? You track and kill him? Is that it?
Clearly a man haunted by past decisions.
We banish them.
I don't want to. Something strange. Life is strange, I think.
I shall wish you a good hunt, then.
Love that little twist.
It takes a brave man to walk these wilds alone.
Love the detailing on the clothes as well. Alright, it's a cinematic, but really well done.
I'm not alone.
Vanishes, Ghosts and New Eden. I just think it looks really interesting. And then a little bit of gameplay.
A bone walker.
You don't see much of it, but yes, absolutely. End of 2023, so longer wait for that. I'm going to keep my eye out on that. It's coming to everything. We looked at Blacktail previously. Blacktail could be good. That's another one of Focus's. Yeah, there's loads of stuff. I don't know. There's just something about that aesthetic, that slightly industrial 15th, 16th century, but in the firm fantasy realm, hunting monsters, Witcher style. Something about that I love. It's one of the reasons why I love Fable. And Fable is a totally different game to this. And Don't Nod do real story-driven, emotional stuff. I think all their other stuff has been, the last couple of things they've done have been more like conversationally, dialogue tree. We don't know much about this game at all. It looks like a very different thing for them. And from what I've heard of what they do with story and stuff, I'm really looking forward to this. So that was Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden. Let's jump on to trailer number 4. Dune Awakening. It was announced at the Game Awards, I think, last year. Now, this isn't the kind of game that I would normally play. This is a survival multiplayer game, is my understanding. I mean, I say I would normally play. I've been really enjoying Grounded. Grounded co-op is really good fun. And this is a totally different vibe. But anything Dune, I am going to try. The movie I haven't talked about. I did a trailer reaction and then I got so busy with real life that I didn't get a chance to review it. So I'm going to come back and do a proper Dune review. But the book, or the film review, but the book is a book that has changed my life from the day I read it. I read it, I was like 12 or 13. I read it at summer break from school. It blew my mind and just opened me up to all of the real sci-fi stuff. I must have watched Blade Runner at a similar age, and that's where my love of real deep, nuanced sci-fi came in. Dune, the book, is just incredible. It's still my favourite book of all time. This is taking inspiration from that and aesthetics from the movie, and maybe some other bits from the movie, and dropping you in the Dune universe. How am I not going to be excited about this? Let's take a look.
I have a dream. It starts in the desert.
This is pre-alpha footage.
You cling to life. You find others.
And I'm very interested who that voice is. Look at the ships,
you wander
man.
the dry, dirty streets of civilization.
I mean, is it Arrakis?
In the ancient halls of the testing stations.
It's Arrakis, isn't it? Let's be honest. Look at the beauty of it.
You seek the secrets of the ever-shifting
Yeah, it's Arrakis. Muad'Dib.
Spice.
Spice Hunter. So you're gonna have a Thropter, which is cool. It's gonna be like probably a base building thing. That looks like a sand hauler. So you're gonna be raiding for spice, or spice
You do
hauler.
all of these things in my dream, sleeper. I am terrified.
Who is
of what
that voice?
happens.
I don't want to say who I think it is, because it might give away spoilers for the next film, and I don't know how closely they relate. If you've read the books, you'll probably have an idea of who I think that is. Don't know much about it, but inspired by Frank Herbert's sci-fi masterpiece, I'm already in. It's Funcom, so it's the guys that did Conan Exiles and the Conan game before. They've got a long pedigree of these types of games. It's probably going to be quite grindy, I expect. I think that's their thing, whereas Grounded is a little bit freer. But I love Dune, and I will check this out at some point, I'm sure, and see. I don't think it's something that I would stick with for long unless there's a really impressive story with it. I mean, I don't know enough about Conan Exiles and what they've done with the story and the narratives weaving through the different expansions to really know. A survival MMO aside, anything Dune I'm down for. So that was trailer 4. Let's have a look at trailer 5. So this is a new gameplay trailer for Atomic Heart. It's a game that I've been on the fence about. I've seen a few things, it looks kind of interesting, but I've not really paid attention to it. It's coming out very soon, I believe. This trailer really opened my eyes up. I believe it's coming to Game Pass as well, which is a plus for me if I'm on the fence with something. I've got easy access to it. But let's take a look at the gameplay trailer for Atomic Heart. It's not really long, but gives us you an idea of what you're going to be doing when you play the game. Another Focus game. It's mad. Focus Mudfish. It's such a weird looking world. This is probably going to have the sound turned off because I don't know what that song is. Is that Stranger Things? Is that Kate Bush? Is the music Kate Bush? I don't think it is. It just looks really weird. So this one is obviously tinged with a hint of sadness, but it's Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, the new Rocksteady, Arkham, the guys that made Arkham, the new game in that universe, showing off Batman. And I just think this looks mad. Turn the music back on. I think we can get away with this one. Obviously Warner Brothers, DC, Rocksteady. Rocksteady makes some fantastic games anyway, so... This is the Batman reveal. Obviously, that's obvious it's Batman.
Alright, Flash is clear. Keep your eyes on him, people. Somebody find the back entrance.
Best dirty movie I ever saw. Oh, crap!
This door will not hold. We must barricade it.
They're just...
You stay here, pal.
They're just mad, aren't they? And Captain Boomerang's nuts.
See this? I spent a lot of time dreaming up how I was gonna kill you with it.
I mean, how do they get the Flash?
You're mine now. And you're in for a world of...
Just cut the Flash's finger off. What the hell is this game going to be? I mean, we know what it's about, what the title says.
Hey guys!
It's going to be mad.
We were just having a little... You hear that?
Help me! Hey, Bruce! Still using shadows to scare the crap out of us criminals, huh? Don't sweat it. Batman doesn't kill people.
Something's clearly changed in this game. It's a cool looking batsuit. There's something wrong.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
Kevin Conroy. And a wonderful little touch. Obviously Kevin Conroy sadly passed away last month, I believe it was. Just really sad. Voice of Batman for millions of people. Probably the first Batman that they ever saw in the animated series to run through the 90s. And he's obviously voiced Batman in the games and things as well. And for me, the Arkham games specifically, this is a continuation of, I don't know if it's that timeline, I don't know what it is, but it's the Rocksteady universe. Rocksteady don't make bad games. Totally different tone to the Arkham stuff. You're playing as the villains. I think this is going to be very good. I don't know when it's going to be out. I think it's next year, 2023, I would guess, because we've seen quite a few. It's been mentioned quite a few times at Game Awards and stuff. Yeah. It's going to be tinged with sadness, obviously, with the loss of Kevin Conroy, but I think it's going to be a brilliant game, and it's going to be really nice to see whatever the hell is going on. Because superhero games, there isn't any better than what Rocksteady make. Let's put it that way. Next trailer. Another Focus Entertainment produced game. Space Marine 2. Space Marine 2 is something that we saw, I think it was officially revealed last year at the Game Awards then. It's probably been quite quiet since then because it's in development. I've never played Space Marine 1. Well, that's a lie, I've played about an hour. I've got it. I am going to do a playthrough on the Let's Play channel, which will be linked below if you want to check out what's already on there. It's not necessarily something that I think is going to have a massive draw outside of the Space Marine fans. We'll see. This is a gameplay trailer, this gives you a bit more of an idea, but the first trailer was stunning. For a cinematic trailer, absolutely stunning. And it looks like we're continuing in that vein. So let's take a look. So alpha footage, subject to change.
Are the defenders of mankind.
Look how clean that
against
looks.
The horrors that dwell in the darkness.
It's the lighting.
While we draw breath, we stand.
And I think that was gameplay.
While we stand.
And this is the cinematic bit. I mean, I don't know, that might be gameplay. That looks stunning. There's chaos, like Darktide. There's just stuff swarming at you all the time. What was that, a jump pack? Like, the gameplay is very fast and fluid. It's very flashy, it's very artistic, quite stylized. The environments look cool, and there's obviously a lot going on. But I just think it looks like it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun to play, confirming it for 2023 on everything, as you'd expect. It's probably late 2023. And I don't know how much pull this has. I didn't even know there was a Space Marine 1 until Space Marine 2 was announced. And it was released on consoles that I had whenever it was released 10, 12 years ago. I think this is quite specialised, but I've had so much fun with Darktide. And this, different developer, different thing entirely. I mean, you can tell by the colour palette, it's a totally different thing. The combat is totally different. This is third person, whereas Darktide is first. But it's such an interesting universe that the Warhammer team have created and these people are playing in and developing in. I'm looking forward to this, and I think this looks stunning. And for a third person, like, shooter, slashy kind of horde game, I mean, why not? I don't think we've had one of those for a long time. Not one that's looked as pretty as that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Space Marine 2 and getting more. And I guess as we get into the sort of summer events, there's going to be more shown. But at the minute, I think this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And continuing on with that sci-fi, giant sci-fi universe theme, I guess, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. You will know if you've seen my review of Fallen Order. I did not like that game. I thought the story was great, I thought the characters were interesting. A little bland, but there was some interesting elements in there. I hated the gameplay loop. I hate the Dark Souls gameplay loop, certainly in a Star Wars game, a narrative Star Wars game, where you are a Jedi with a lightsaber. Why are enemies spawning back? And why is it just a chore to play? I don't like that style of game. That's why I haven't played Elden Ring outside of being past a controller when I'm around a mate's house. It's not something that I enjoy. It's not something that I can really put the time into, and it completely takes me out of the narrative when enemies just randomly respawn after you've gone through an area, or you're slogging back around through an area a couple of times just to level up. It doesn't work for me in a narrative setting. But as a trailer and the gameplay shown, this looks good. I'm still not... Am I excited for this game? No. Not really, because I need to see more of the gameplay. If the gameplay loop is exactly the same, I'm not going to rush to play it. But the story looks very interesting. And Respawn don't make bad games. Regardless of how I feel about Fallen Order and the gameplay loop, it's not that it's done badly, it's that style of gameplay loop I don't like. There's a difference in my criticism. Titanfall 2 is one of the best narratives in video gaming history. It's that good. The story mode, incredible. So these guys can write as well. Let's take a look.
The order is gone.
We have seen this before.
I was betrayed.
I don't know who that voice is.
I trusted most.
And I don't know who that is.
Be imprisoned again.
Is that a Magna droid? B-12 as a co-pilot, crashing the ship.
I hear you've been busy making yourself the Empire's most wanted.
Oh, that's the Master, isn't it? I mean, that's just weird. Why are we fighting battle droids? Bounty hunters?
Jedi. Remind our friend here why his kind are supposed to be dead.
I know that voice as well. 2 lightsabers. What's better than 1 lightsaber? 2.
The Empire's only grown stronger.
I think it is the same gameplay, isn't it? Yeah, it is. That really puts me off. Now, who is that? Is that someone new? Or is that co-op? I mean, I'd play it co-op.
Jedi is a threat.
Not now that we have this.
I don't know who that is. The powers look much more involved. There's so much more that you can do. It's still got that Uncharted vibe to the traversal by the looks of it. That's crap. You can get your crossblade lightsabers out. It's a terrible idea. That's is it a Sentinel droid or a Scout droid? There's a much bigger focus on the sort of prequel era, it looks like, and there's still Empire elements in there as well, of course, but this is, would it be 5 years before? Could it be 5 years before A New Hope? Or Rogue One? Maybe around the same time as Andor? Possible story thing? Andor, by the way, incredible. I'll do that's a separate video entirely. If you haven't watched Andor, go watch Andor. Is there any more of this? No. I'm so torn. I don't know what I've just done. We're not watching this. I'm so torn on this game, which is so sad because I am desperate for a really good, narrative-driven, single-player Star Wars game. But I don't want it to be in the Dark Souls vibe. I want... To be fair, if it was Uncharted in a Star Wars world, I'd be completely down for that. That's where they've lost me with this, and it looks like it's the same gameplay loop, which is really, really sad for me personally. I know that's a personal thing. There will be millions of people out there who loved that one, who loved Fallen Order, and will see this and think, yeah, absolutely, I'm down for this. It's coming out in March, so it's very close. I've included it because I'm so torn. But yeah, Jedi Survivor gameplay. You make your own minds up. Okay, so this one is Nightingale Realmwalker's Journey. Brand new sort of announcement at the Game Awards. Totally new world. I think this is again a survival MMO style. I don't know if it's MMO, but it's definitely got that survival style of gameplay by the looks of it. It just looks like a really interesting world. Let's take a look. So this is Inflection Games. Presented by Intel.
For you, the year is 1889.
So it's set in 1889.
The world as you know it teeters on the brink.
What is that? There's clearly some... I mean, it's called Realmwalker's Journey. There's clearly some stuff. That's a horror demon. There's magic in it. You shall not pass.
The magical network of portals has collapsed.
I just think it looks... And I feel like this is a create your own character kind of thing as well.
Beyond the frontiers of
but
your reality.
Again, as with...
Realms alive with monstrous beasts.
I can't remember what it's called.
Eldritch creatures and
Ghosts of New Eden.
Which you
I think it was.
conceive.
It's that slightly weird eldritch horror-y vibe. That's the whole scavenging thing. Crafting, building a base. But the world and the
secrets of realm cards.
Sort of mix of fantasy and Steam Age.
Into the unknown.
I'm not entirely sure on the Mary Poppins thing. There's a way of traversal. But it just looks like a fantastical world where maybe you're not just trying to kill everything.
Realmwalker, your path forward is winding and full of terrors.
And this is clearly a, you know, oh, our home base is being attacked. So I don't know if there's much of a story here or if it is just a grindy survival game.
The realms.
But as a design, it looks like a beautiful world. Walking trees, demons, monsters, giants, jumping between worlds. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about the game. I just think it looked interesting. It's piqued my interest. Is it something that I'll play after seeing more gameplay and things? Maybe not. But it looks interesting, right? And I love the colours and how the world's presented and the idea of it all. So it gets a pass from me for that. Definitely something that I'm going to keep an eye on. And as more trailers come out, as we see more things, probably again around the summer, usually how things work, we'll talk about it a little bit more as more comes out, I think. And then to finish off, trailer 10 that I picked out from the list of trailers, Baldur's Gate 3. I've had this game, I bought it a couple of days before I started this channel officially, before the first video went out. In fact, the first video might even have been a Baldur's Gate 3. I can't remember how it's set, but this has been something that I've been wanting to cover on the channel for a long time, and I've been waiting for a date for release, for full release where we can finally get in and play Baldur's Gate 3. My playthrough will be happening whenever it's released on the Todd Plays Games, so if you are interested in it, if you do want to see more of me, go check out Todd Plays Games. Please do the whole like, subscribe thing. I don't ask often. If you've liked this, if you like the content, show it a bit of love is all I ask. That's all I ask. But I mean, I'm going to tell you, it's two and a half minutes almost, but we get a release date out of this, which is cool. But Baldur's Gate 3 is, and Solasta, if you've been following the Solasta playthroughs that I've been doing in various different places, Solasta is a game that really nails the D&D gameplay loop for a PC game. Baldur's Gate 3, when I played it, even at the early iteration, not only nails the D&D gameplay loop, but it presents it in a beautiful world with some very interesting characters. It's so D&D at its core. I cannot wait to play this. Absolutely. We know what the gameplay looks like. We've seen over the last 2 years, 3 years, all the different news bits and things, and finally we are getting that release date to tie it all together. Let's take a look at the trailer. There's nothing, I don't think there's gameplay in this. It doesn't matter, it shows you the world. I'm so looking forward to this. And these haven't been in any order, but this is probably my most anticipated game of next year, despite having owned it for 2 years.
We must all cure ourselves of the entire cult of the
I thought the first hours that I played of it were incredible for the first hour.
Parasites in their brains.
And the creepy parasites,
What we hear
and
from Baldur's Gate.
I want to know more of the story. The music's
Just be the
great.
godsend we've been praying for.
The characters were the party characters were interesting.
You're the same as me. You have a mind flayer tadpole in your brain. Let's try to find a solution together.
And also the mind flayers are terrifying. I love them.
There's a gust of weave about you, but it's a mere breeze.
And also, actually, next year, and I'll touch on this in another video that I want to do, the D&D movie's coming out, and the D&D movie looks like a whole lot of fun as well.
Fine. Let's make this interesting.
Maybe there is bits of gameplay in this. I mean, we know what the game is. It's creepy. It looks cool.
When our time comes, there is someone else to take our
Really
place.
looking forward to this. That looked like it was a big old party. Albert, who doesn't love an Albert?
This place is fun.
The spider dude looks so cool. And it wouldn't be Dungeons & Dragons without dragons, right? Baldur's Gate 3, August 2023.
A friend who sees the world in
Cannot
simple terms. Not just a
Cannot
friend.
wait.
A legend.
The mimics, the chests, mimics are cool as well.
He's not the kind of man who takes kindly to captivity. The cult captured him. I almost feel sorry for them.
And I think that's Minsk, isn't it? Minsk and his hamster Boo. As much as I love D&D, I know very little about the lore. I just love the gameplay loops of it and creating a character and going off on adventures. I mean, that's a collector's edition. It's not something I would buy, but it looks cool. There's loads of D&D stuff in there. I already have the game, so... I mean, the art books and things would be cool. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, August next year. 8 months away? 9 months away. Yeah, 9 months away, we're still in December. I've been waiting for so long, and we have plans for this game. I'm going to be doing a playthrough. I'm going to be creating a brand new character. We're going to be going through however long the game is. I'm going to play it. There could also be a co-op gameplay, or a co-op set of videos with some other creators as well. Maybe shouldn't have said that. Who knows how it's going to pan out. But I know a lot of people are looking forward to this. And I think I am most hyped for this out of everything that we've seen, that And I think everything that certainly I've shown in the last 10 videos, 10 trailers, is coming out next year at some point. Lots of good stuff coming out, as you would expect. For a celebration of gaming and announcements, the Game Awards does fantastically well. Jeff is such a likable guy, and he does a great production, so thank you to Jeff and everyone behind the Game Awards for bringing these trailers to us as you do. And thank you to everybody who's watched me ramble on about 10 random videos from last night's Game Awards. Let me know what you're more interested in. It doesn't have to be one of these 10, it can be anything else. Let me know what your most anticipated game is for next year. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.